Avast, me hearties! It be I, Pirate Captain Toast, and I bring thee the golden statue of the Oscars as an incredible joke. Because, you know, Hollywood is creatively bankrupt, that they're pretty much a giant bureaucracy where you have to fill in forms in order to make movies. Well, they did it, people. In order to apply for the Oscars, your movie has to suffice on certain standards, and we have an entire form of it with all these standards required in order for you to at least be eligible for an Oscar. My god, that sounds creativity robbing, don't you say? Let's dive into these standards. First standards that need to be required are standard A. One of three options need to be required, and what has to happen is that at least one lead actor or significant supporting actors are Asian, Hispanic, Black African American, Indigenous Native American, Middle Eastern, or Native Hawaiian, or other underrepresented race or ethnicity. And my favorite thing of this is it's pretty much each and every other race except white people. I'm not kidding. It is literally every race except Caucasian. Good God, it's no diversity unless we're racist to white people. They are literally saying, every other race is allowed except white people. But continuing onward, at option number 2 for your movie, for standard number 1, is that at least 30% of your actors are women or racial or ethnic group, what is technically standard 1, LGBTQ, or people with a disability. And F you, Hollywood. I really dislike these standards, especially the last one of these, because I have a disability and I dislike it when you make it a checkbox on a form. It will make characters just something like empty vessels who say, I have autism, I'm special. Continuing onward, also your main story has also include something of the above. Nothing makes movies more critically bankrupt than continuously hammering people over the head with the same message over and over again. So that was the first standard you have to meet. Now let's continue to the second standard. The second standard you have to meet is that at least two people who in your leadership are women from a racial or ethnic group, LGBTQ+, or people with a disability. Thank you. And there have to be 2 people in leadership in each department. It is ridiculous. Or someone from a different racial ethnic group what isn't white. I'm not going to relist each and every time this list. I'm going to summarize this in one go. Everyone except white people. And that's your overall, and in your third, third, third option for this case is that that at least 30% of your film crew is one of the underrepresented people with a disability, LGBTQ, underrepresented people what aren't racial. And at, at last, finally, to achieve standard C is that your company pays only women in racial ethnic groups, LGBTQ, or people with a disability, and not white people. White people in internships, I forgot to mention that, are pretty much slaves. You can pay them as little as you want. Pretty much, they have to pay you for that internship. But let something like merit not speak for the movie industry. And finally, for the last and final standard, you have to market it to pretty much everyone who isn't straight, male, or white. You see, my God, Hollywood, you've been completely racially insensitive to white people. It is ridiculous. This is pure racism. You are literally gatekeeping white people out of your movies if your movie wants to win an Oscar. And to be fair, an Oscar is pretty much a virtue signaling shit show where people are constantly praising the same schlock and don't consider something good Oscar worthy. It is filled with the worst elitist people in there who want to push a message onto America in order to push propaganda. So it is pretty much the same old, only now we have a beautiful form and checklist for movie makers out there in order to make the tailor make their movie for a secret agenda that these kinds of elite people have. I'm sick of this kind of ridiculous shit, and I hope it will die and burn. Thank God that the movie industry is having a hard time and it is hopefully crashing, so it can be replaced with something better and more freeing. Because I would rather have a good movie without any of these messages instead of a crap ton of shitty movies with the same message over and over and over and over again. Because you do not learn anything new if you keep hammering the same message of prejudice is wrong, even though they are prejudicial to white people. But hey, I'd be a humble pirate, and I just bring me humble opinion after I go raid off with their beautiful golden statues. I love me some good old gold. But anyway, I hope you liked me content. Join me crew by subscribing to me channel. I can always use a new member of me crew. Send me a parrot on Twitter. I would like to talk to more people. Or leave a comment down below. And like me comments and set sail to other harbors with this story, so you can also tell me tale. And I wish thee farewell.